All right, 3, 2.
Welcome back, Wrestle Nerds. Vic the Villain here. Let's see who's making their way to the ring.
Pretty chubby flaco, dímelo mi gente.
Mischief, you heard? What's poppin', fellas?
Gentlemen, you know what's poppin'. We gonna give the fans a special guest this week. That's right. You checked him out on Twitter, stirring up the controversy. Well, he's with us now this week. We got our homeboy Sliced from Slice Wrestling. Talk to him a minute. How you doing, brother?
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Woo!
All right, baby. Let's get it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's jump right in and run some ropes, guys. Because
let's do a little cardio. Let's do a little cardio
right
because
now. I gotta lose some pounds. I gotta drop some weight over here. It's getting bad with all this this pandemic and this quarantine. I'm eating a lot.
This quarantine 15 is not looking good. Yeah, exactly.
So, guys, Alexa Bliss. Ooh, she's upset. Sir, somebody called her out. Pretty
right, before Pretty listen, just let's not say names. I'm not gonna give people more publicity than they need.
Okay.
For that, he apparently apologized and whatever, but it stirred some shit. There was a lot of people involved, right? It wasn't just Alexa Bliss who called him out, right? So if you guys don't know the story, he was basically comparing her lack of in-ring work to her potential lack of in-bed work. if that's a segue of sorts. But,
right.
I mean, she got real upset. Wrestling got real upset. What do you guys think? Did he go too far?
Slice, talk to me a minute.
I do think he went a little too far. I definitely think the joke was distasteful. I don't think his apology was too real. He only apologized once he got called out, and he makes these kind of jokes all the time. So I think he was feeling the backlash, and that's why he apologized.
Well, it went to the next level, right? So I think he was forced to apologize when people start calling your fucking house.
Yeah.
People are calling his house. Like, they're calling his parents. Like, we're going to kill you because your son said some wild shit about wrestling. About some fake shit.
Yeah, that's totally uncalled for.
So it was wild. Like, the comments themselves were kind of wild. Pretty Chubs?
Didn't Sonya Deville send him a threat saying that she hoped that she would run into him one day?
And Big Show said me too.
Yo.
Damn.
Prepárate, because it's coming.
And Mick Foley DM'd him too, saying that was really stupid.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
It's a major diss coming from Mick Foley, though.
Mick Foley's like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's like, you're stupid, and then blocks you. You're like, yo, you fucked up. Like, your whole life, you need to reevaluate because that is some shit.
Your whole timeline needs consideration right now. Like, you fucking dropped it now.
You fucked it up. Speaking of reconsideration, Drew Gulak gets reconsidered for the E. How we feeling about that?
I don't know, man. I gotta miss him first, right? He's got what, 2-3 weeks? Like, I didn't notice. So, congrats to him, I guess. Rumor had it he was in talks with other companies. Slice, any words on that? Any updates on what?
I haven't heard anything about that. Honestly, with the pandemic going on and people not working in the offices right now, I have a feeling that his contract just slipped through the cracks and they didn't realize it was expiring. Because he was being used so heavily on SmackDown, so I don't think they were planning on letting him go. And then I think it just happened.
I can see that happening. And I mean, they can always keep you on like a non-contract basis, right?
Yeah.
Like per diem type shit. Like, I'm sure there's
kind of
some
like
sort
what Drake Maverick is doing.
Right. So like that's the flip side to this part, right? Is that like, so you're Vic, you just said like, oh, let me miss him. But Drake Maverick is probably one of the most interesting parts of NXT, if you really think about it.
Right now, he's kind of like taking that underdog role right now because everybody knows that he was leaving, or at least the smart fans know he was leaving. and let's just book him to go all the way, and then milk it, let him rock, right? I like it. Good for him. Maybe there's a miracle. Maybe they wind up changing their minds last minute. Can that happen?
I think they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good for the company. It's gonna really suck for him if he's got to go on the road with his brother, because his brother certainly doesn't have good with any company right now, to say the least. Don't check out his search history. I'm just saying.
Well, there's a lot more work to be had, right? Live events seem to be booking soon. What's the word on that, Mischief?
Live events. So they're talking about, thinking about maybe planning to potentially start planning some events, which is like a logical progression from where we're at to where we're going, right? Like putting on something where people come to. I think that's what I think what the WWE is kind of doing with the fans in the audience now is I think they're testing some things. I think that's what you're seeing with the barricade, that the hockey style plexiglass.
The plexiglass, right?
I love it. I think it's great. I love the plexiglass, but I don't know when I would feel comfortable going back to live events. I mean, it's just I don't know, like what the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be with wrestling fans? Are dirty as hell, dog. Think about that shit, yo. Wrestling fans do not wash their hands. They don't shower half the time. All right, we're in a pandemic. I don't trust. I don't trust. Slice, would you feel good about going and watching wrestling live now?
It depends how they implement the new live programs. If they're doing temperature checks at the door, possibly. I mean, they're going to do that at Disney World and stuff. So who knows if they'll start doing it at live entertainment events.
Oh man, it'll probably take people like 4 hours to get inside the building if they're checking temperatures and shit, like cavity searches, checking your butthole.
I think they're definitely going to do lower capacity buildings too. Maybe the same buildings, but 25 to 50% full, which WWE's been doing anyway.
Yeah, they've been 25% full for quite some time.
Shout out to the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not even gonna be 6 feet apart. Like
that's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how they could implement that. But before
I don't think New York City is gonna happen anytime soon, and that's why they do a lot of their shows in the tri-state. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
But Slice, just recently, the governors of both New York and New Jersey have allowed the local teams to start practicing, right? So that's like the first step, right?
Mega sports
arena stuff for them. I think wrestling would be more than happy to be the testing grounds for all sorts of petri dish bacteria growth.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we got you. We'll see what happens. All right, thanks, man.
I think AEW also has some events penciled in too before this whole thing fucking.
Yeah, they are going to be doing live events, which is a great idea, right? As a company that's going to showcase younger talent, more opportunity for that talent to play, right? To showcase itself, to get experience. There's no greater teacher in wrestling than experience, right? We've heard it from a number of people that have come on the show. So, just to have that, I think benefit when you're an indie wrestler, right? You see a lot of the times that people they'll have a whole library of matches before they get to prime time, and AEW is putting a lot of greener people on TV, right? There was a girl, right? She was like 18 or something like that. She was like 12 when she started. Anna J, I think her name was Sarah J. No, Sarah J's a porn star.
Hey, I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Hey,
but she's
we know what you've been doing during this quarantine.
And speaking of great ideas, Mischief, why don't we talk about what Chris Jericho was talking about with Zack Ryder this week, or Kurt Hawkins this week, right, Pretty Chubby? Enlighten us on how rich WWE was with their ideas.
So it looked like Vince McMahon is definitely not a fan of wrestlers that get themselves over without going through the machine first. And this is something that we've seen time to time when wrestlers have come over from one promotion over to the E. So, I mean, it happened with Zack Ryder, where Zack Ryder kind of like pushed and strived to become something known, like a well-known name. He did it with becoming the internet champion, and that he was trying to resonate that on WWE, but Vince McMahon wasn't having it. And the same thing happened with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was hot, and Vince McMahon was looking at him like who are you? Who is this guy?
Daniel Bryan ultimately got over, though. Ultimately, he got it.
Right. But it took him a while.
Zack Ryder was a one-day Intercontinental Champion, let me tell you.
How do you feel, Slice?
So back in, I think it was 2012, Ryder had like a good run, I think, for like 2 to 3 months. And then it kind of died down. But his popularity kind of died down at the same time. I think people just wanted to see him get there, and then they were happy, and then it kind of fizzled.
They're like, good enough.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what happened with Daniel. But the only difference is, I guess, maybe the fans behind Daniel just they were relentless. Like they had no choice but to fucking give in at that point.
But Daniel did that.
Yeah.
Take that away. And Zack Ryder did. He got.
And Zack Ryder did it more on the internet, when with Bryan it was happening more on TV. So it was definitely a lot more mainstream with Bryan than with Ryder.
That's true.
Yeah. Right.
Ryder went the extra mile, man. He had people take pictures of fans like with his signs at these events that were cheering and shit, and fucking he posted on the show like just to put himself over. Like he did a lot of shit, and I mean, I think he deserved the internet title, right? It just sucks that, like, again, the mainstream wasn't there. You don't put the TV on him. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna see it, right?
But also, I think in general, with the opportunities that he did get, I don't think he exactly he did okay. He did and he didn't inspire more. Like he didn't get buy-in from more than just the internet crowd. So once he was given like a little bit of a platform and some more airtime, his popularity didn't grow much from that. There was a ceiling, right? Like there's just like a cap on where he was going. I don't know. We'll see if jumping ship and going somewhere else gives him an opportunity to show something different.
Maybe Jacksonville? Slice, talk to me, man. Did you watch Double or Nothing?
I did.
Ooh, how you feel?
I liked it. It was good.
What's your favorite
Stampede, probably the Stampede match or MJF versus Jungle Boy. Those were both good.
Bangers. Let's cover it though, fellas. How we feeling about Double or Nothing? I mean, we gotta talk about Brian Cage from that ladder match, right? I was going for Darby. I thought they were going in that direction, obviously, because they were pushing the vignettes and all that bullshit. But Brian Cage.
I forgot. I had
the machine
forgotten, and that's perfect. That's beautiful. That's exactly how it should be, right? You forget someone gets signed, like so much time passes, like he's completely out of your scope, and then all of a sudden he makes it an impact.
And Taz is great. Yeah.
Taz. Oh my God! And just giving him an opportunity. Now, do we lose him on commentary?
I'll take it.
I think we may.
I'll take it.
No, we might have Taz for Dark, for AEW Dark.
Okay.
With Excalibur.
Don't get me wrong. I love to hear Taz speak on commentary, and I'm with him on his points on there should be a wrestler there, but Taz should be here too. In one promo, he already got Cage a gimmick and a fucking a tagline that he's using. He gave him the survive if he lets you. For his promo, like it's already reaping the benefits. So I think it's good. Keep him here for a while.
I'm with it.
Managers.
I'm with it.
Awesome.
MJF.
How'd you guys feel about that? The timed entrances in the ladder match.
Oh man, that was so cool. I kept forgetting how much time was left. I got the feel, the vibes, the Royal Rumble timer and all that stuff. But it added a dope element, man. Pretty chubby.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty chubby.
With the casino ladder match.
Yeah.
I liked it. It built up anticipation. I was excited to see who that 9th participant was, And in my opinion, I thought it was gonna be Drew Gulak, but it was Brian Cage.
I think
Everybody
everyone was
thought
expecting an ex-WWE guy.
Right.
I'm just kind of like, just real quick, I thought it was really weird that Brian Cage decided to tear a ladder in half. You're gonna need it, buddy. You're kind of fucking up your own chances here, just tearing through ladders.
Not that gimmick ladder though.
It was made of like
that shit was made out of like Twizzlers.
He said Twizzlers.
But speaking of excitement and anticipation, all the stage was set. Our boy Lance Archer, because you know everybody dies, apparently including him. He died against Cody.
Se murió.
Se murió.
Sliced about this injustice.
We're not biased at all over here, by the way.
As you can tell.
Talk to me, Slice. How'd you feel about this match?
It was good. I liked it. I missed the last 2 minutes of the match, so I missed the finish. Because a family member was over there to leave. I had to turn it off. But I mean, from what I saw, it was good. I liked having Arn on the outside. Hilarious seeing Mike Tyson yawning during the match.
Right.
You Mike Tyson, you motherfucker! Paid you to be there. You're burying the company. Why is nobody talking about that, huh?
And the camera cut away so quick. They're like, quick, cut it off him.
Not quick enough, though. I was counting in Mississippi. There's a couple too many Mississippis up in there. Like, oh, somebody's getting fired. But yeah, man. How about no disqualification? Nyla Rose, Hikaru Shida. We have a new women's champion. How do we feel about this, guys?
I thought the match was good. I thought it was good. Like high-paced. Made me really buy into Shida being like this underdog, right? Fighting against Nyla Rose, who just looked like a beast the whole match. Always bet on black, bitch. Always bet on black. And,
always bet on black.
So she had
that bump,
it was good.
That bump was crazy. On the poker table?
Ooh.
That shit was rough. That shit looked rough.
That shit was beautiful, baby. Yo, this whole pay-per-view, like top to bottom, like all the matches have like.
You guys want to get into the rough stuff? Let's get into the rough stuff. Jon Moxley defending the AEW championship that was returned this past week by Brody Lee. I wanted something different. I was crying like a little bitch, screaming, I don't want to see the same shit. And I think they gave us the same shit, but I was satisfied. Like, I fucking loved it. Slice,
I mean,
how
they
feel
took
about this?
I mean, I really didn't like the sleeper finish from Ambrose. I thought I thought it could win.
Yeah, right. That's the best you can do.
Chuck, it was boring. No, I was gonna say that they took a piece out of they took a page out of Taz and Bam Bam, right? With that spot in the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
but even then, like I felt like I've seen that like one too many times. Like it's nothing special.
But what do you want him to do?
Get the MIB
Titantron? What do you want to do? What do you want? Huh?
Why not? Kevin Owens did it at Mania.
With a chair, motherfucker? Like you just want everyone to die. Everyone needs to die now in wrestling.
For my entertainment, yes.
It's just gladiator bullshit. Motherfuckers dying everywhere.
And if they don't die right, I'll change the channel. What?
What do you want? What would you have preferred instead of breaking through the stage?
I mean, in all honesty, I will say that it was too early for Brody Lee to get a championship opportunity. I feel like it was just too soon. Like, why? What was the point of the rush? What was the rush to put him in a championship match so soon? Like, why couldn't he have a feud with like?
I saw it like the whole Austin Brett finish where he doesn't tap and you finish the match without hurting him. Well, in the least way possible, and hurting Brody Lee.
I mean, it keeps him strong. Yeah, right. It maintains his character strong.
I think that would have made more sense in like a mid-card match, like Stone Cold was in fighting for the title when he passed out.
Yeah, you don't make it for the belt. I hear that for sure because there was too much on the line for it to end in such
Brody Lee. Like now, what do you do with Brody Lee? Right? Like that's it. Like he faced the champion. Now it's kind of like you don't take him as serious as you should. It's kind of like what happened with Bray Wyatt, right? He's this cult leader, but then like he takes big L's. I'm not like that's not really threatening anymore, right? What Brody Lee needed to do was like really like start knocking out the bottom tiers of the division and taking them in as fucking minions, right? As those little fucking from the Power Rangers and shit. Bring more,
Shout out to
more
Putty.
of them in. All the putties, yo. Only wrestling podcast. No.
That's what your mom calls me, Mister.
No, yo, because you can't get it up. It's like putty. You fucking bitch. This guy. Wear hot dog.
I think we may see him interfere possibly in the cage match, in the Brian Cage match.
How about that fucking stadium? Listen, I didn't get enough signatures last week. Maybe we could get it popping this week. Slice, can you help me out, man? Send some to your followers. I'm trying to get this petition signed, bro. We gotta leave Jacksonville the way they had it. Don't put it back with the Jaguars logo. We've tried enough. Let's just fucking leave it. The being the elite, and you don't have to take the ring out, but leave the logos in place. AEW, baby.
Jim Cornette really did not like this fucking match. He had a lot to say about how it's complete garbage and it ruins JR's legacy to even call a match like this.
Yes,
and all sorts of fucking ridiculous carny bullshit coming out of Jim Cornette's mouth, bro. It's fucking wild.
I feel I feel like every week it's some other bullshit with this man.
He just looks for relevancy, right? Like he's just trying to like stay in the conversation.
It's good to know that he's alive and well. It's how I check up on Jimmy. You know, it's how he's alive.
I think him being locked up in quarantine is driving him more crazy than he already was. Cause
that's the worst thing we did. We put him in quarantine.
It's just him in his brain.
It's our fault, damn it.
But I thought was phenomenal. It was a great load of bullshit that I've come to expect from Matt Hardy and Chris Jericho. Phenomenal. That I love. And I say that with all sorts of love and respect for it. I love the bullshit. Everything Chris Jericho's doing, the new Vanguard, fucking getting painted over by the stripe, the waters of reincarnation, the waters of Lake Minnetonka, the bullshit that was happening, fucking Ortiz still selling an inner ear infection from the bong, from the fucking bong bullshit.
Ortiz and Santana, I love them. They're hilarious.
And they're so funny. Like Ortiz is a whack job, and Santana is so serious, but not really. He just comes off so serious, but he could clown too. But Ortiz comes off as like ridiculously dangerous. I love it. I love it. Yo, that shit, he cracks me up. They both crack me up.
Well, since we're on the topic of you loving things, Mischief, let's go somewhere that you really love. Let's talk about it, baby. SmackDown!
Oh, my goodness.
I don't love that. I won't do that.
I won't.
Podcast to mention Meatloaf.
I won't torment you too bad. I just got some quick bites that I wanted you to listen to. We got some updates for you. The Intercontinental Championship tournament moves on with AJ defeating Shinsuke and Jeff Hardy defeating Sheamus. We still don't have a favorite in this thing.
I don't care, bro.
We still don't care. I'm sorry, that's what I meant.
Don't care.
We still don't care about this thing.
I honestly think that the fact that AJ Styles was traded over to SmackDown, it means something, and he might win this IC title.
Okay, I can see that. Slice, what do you see in hindsight of all this tournament thing?
I'm on Jeff Hardy, and then AJ Styles is going to go after the Universal title once Miz and Morrison is done feuding with Strowman.
What the fuck? What is that even? Like,
oh my God.
Miz and Morrison against Strowman for what? What's
if
happening?
Miz wins the belt, I'll be happy.
but is there not a tag team division that they're not trying to strive for? Like,
does Vince care about tag teams? Let's be honest. Come on. Like,
they have the best tag teams in the world, but they don't use them.
Didn't we get a debut on Dynamite for this reason?
Yeah,
we did.
We're gonna get there. Exactly, but
we got a champions versus champions match though. Charlotte and Bayley. I'm surprised they went with Bayley here. I like the story that they're trying to do here. I thought it was gonna be with Sasha, and expect her to be more involved in this decision, but they kept her backstage. Slice, how do you feel about Bayley right now and her new persona, so to speak?
I loved it ever since she turned heel. I think it was great her getting the win over Charlotte, especially since everyone's so sick of Charlotte. Everyone was expecting her to win.
Right.
How do you feel about this whole Bayley heel run? All of y'all. Like, how do all?
I like it. I feel like it got kind of taken off track because of the whole pandemic. I feel like it would be so much better with a crowd there, but I like it.
Yeah, I feel like she would have gotten mad heat.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chubbs.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I feel like it's not playing well for her character, and I'm just waiting for Sasha to turn on her so we could get that real feud between Sasha and Bayley. I know we've spoken about it a million times.
Where?
But come on, man.
Yo,
I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
That'll be the best troll job by the WWE to just never give us that match.
We never get this.
Right.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
La.
Like always.
You gotta be quicker than that.
You're always playing with the tip, but you don't go any further. That's not fun.
Yeah, I heard
that's what your mom told me.
She didn't tell you that. That's not what she said. She said you can't get past the tip. Like there's nothing beyond
like
that.
The raw tip? Something about the raw tip, right?
Oh, Raw. We're talking about Raw.
Yes, Raw. And the tip was how it started, ladies and gentlemen. Apollo Crews.
We got a crowd.
We did get a crowd. We got a crowd with plexiglass. Because WWE has to be that much extra, right? You can't just, directly copy AEW. We have to throw a little sauce on it.
Like I said, I think they're practicing different things, right? I think they're just like, oh, let's see what this looks like. Let's see if it plays well on TV. Let's see what the crowd sounds like.
Abstinence is not one of those things.
Wow.
Apollo Crews winning the United States Championship. How we feeling about this, guys? Is it long overdue? Because I thought it was long overdue.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
It's about time, yeah.
Well, yeah. Sliced, why were you surprised?
Because he never wins.
Facts.
Fuck. Holy shit.
That is true. So it's nice to see here with the U.S. title. I wonder what's going to happen next because I'm afraid that it's just going to be a whole lot of nothing.
Listen.
Right? Andrade didn't have a whole lot of defenses, right?
No, to be honest. And that's why that I just feel the titles don't mean shit now, right? Like right now, not until this shit gets figured out, and nothing of nothing means nothing right now. Like this is all
one big caca sandwich.
Caca sandwich, and then we resume as soon as the fans come back, and now we can come back to where we left off. What was the last storyline? I forgot.
I don't even remember. That shit feels like 8 months ago. Fucking Seth Rollins has a really nice thing brewing here. I really, really like the potential. But Pretty Chubb, you mentioned something earlier when we were talking about this match. What do you think is the direction this all goes in with Seth Rollins cutting into Rey Mysterio, really like attacking him, right? I thought it was like a 1 week thing, but here we are. Like now this is like storyline. So where are we going with this?
So Seth Rollins was on the bump yesterday, and he mentioned that he has his eye on somebody that he knows very well. And if you look at his stable, you realize the guys that he's bringing into his little ministry there, and it's a bunch of young guys. So I think what I'm trying to say is that I think that he might be recruiting Dominic sometime soon. And how cool would it be if we finally saw like the father versus son match that has been teased or has been rumored? Like how dope would it be?
You
And
just
I
love
mean, Rey
dysfunctional
Mysterio. Fuck it, why not? There's nothing better
We all
to
know
do.
Mysterio's not retiring next week.
Right,
Definitely not.
exactly.
Definitely not.
Exactly. So something's up with that. Like, he's going to have his retirement speech. Is he also going to come out with that same jacket that Mark Henry was wearing when he said his retirement speech?
Salmon.
If I see Salmon, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Hell no. Fuck
Or is
that.
Dominic, or is Dominic the one wearing the salmon jacket?
Or is Dominic going to get his eye driven into the steps like his father did?
Yeah,
Yes.
bueno.
I'm here for it. I gotta see that shit. put
Yes,
put
so.
put him through the stress early. Fuck it. The Iconics came out. They're due a title shot, so they came out talking shit. I just like the little promo here. It got a little intense there, emotional for Nikki, I think. But do we feel like this is in light of what's going on here, Slice?
I think the Iconics are going to win it.
Okay, cool.
I love the Iconics.
Yeah, I'm glad they're back. They're fucking funny, hilarious already off the gate with that promo. Drew McIntyre was a guest on the MVP's VIP lounge. Okay, so it is true. It's serious. It's happening. Lashley's getting the fucking push, right? He's gonna fucking fight him. So what do we see?
We're
is
seeing
this, transition
the
here
best,
to go in it, or?
the best version of Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
All right, the best version of Bobby Lashley in the WWE is going to be exactly what Samoa Joe was with Brock Lesnar.
Ooh,
big,
you got a lot of stock in this shit.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a big Haas fight. Nice fucking like aggressive, like get after it kind of bullshit, right? Like you knew Joe was not gonna be Brock, right? But maybe, but yo, they never pulled the trigger on him. But the matches were always believable. They were always hard hitting. I always enjoyed them, and I think Lashley's due for that. And I think the MVP element makes it interesting. I always thought that Lashley needed a mouthpiece anyway. So I'm actually excited for Lashley. I didn't think I'd ever say that. I'm not exactly excited about the baggage he toes. So
what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Lana screaming her fucking lungs out can go that way. They can keep that over here, and then they can get Bobby Lashley and MVP over here, and then Lana's over here. Bobby Lashley's over there. Lana will just mute that shit when she comes on, and then give me the rest of the story over here where I can watch it.
We've seen this before, Lashley and Drew Slice. This was on TNA. Do you recall it back then, or how do you even feel about this one coming in?
I'm always looking at things from the craziest angles, and I think Rusev will come back and screw Lashley.
You think so?
Okay.
I'm with that too, man. Fuck it.
Like in front of everybody?
Yeah, because Lana's upset about something backstage. She could be on the phone with Rusev. Who knows?
Right. Fuck it, man.
That's
Bring
true.
him back. I don't care. We got a banger. Banger alert. Garza and Owens.
What?
I'm here for it. Garza got over on Owens. There's a lot of stock in what Seth was doing, but also with what Andrade's doing with Selena. It looks like in hindsight, it's great that we were bitching up earlier that we don't have a name for them and shit. But it's great that they didn't come up with a name because if this was the plan all along, even better. Your stable didn't even get named. You got to break them up, and now you're gonna wind up putting them, dividing mad stories into it, right?
Speaking of stables, my bad.
Go ahead.
Not really. Fuck you. Listen. All right. What is it with WWE just not naming stables?
No, I'm with you. They should have named them from the beginning.
But I'm saying like now it's becoming a trend, right? Like so Shinsuke and them got together, right, with Sami Zayn before. That really didn't have a name, did it? I don't think it had a name.
It goes way beyond that. Like
we got Zelina.
You remember Lashley, McIntyre, and Baron Corbin when they were a duo? When they were a trio, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was their name?
What's up with that? Why did I name these motherfuckers? I love these stables. Like Seth Rollins and the congregation, like the Messiah and the congregation sounds mad dope.
Yeah, yeah, but I guess if you're gonna transition a lot of these staples, wrestling, they or at least the WWE believes, from what we've seen, is that they're very high on their stables, man, and in the groups, factions, and shit like that. So, I mean, I guess it makes a little sense to not get the fans too comfortable with them and naming them and shit, if they're gonna be transitions anyway. Leave
Slice
them.
names, bro. Can
You're
you tell
elite. You're making a lot of these teams get, they put them up on the pedestal. Oh, fucking, we all remember what happened in League of Nations, right? How
Jesus.
incredible those guys were, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yo, there was a lot of
In order to prevent shit like that, it's easy to just put these groups together that you're gonna wind up breaking up anyway. Don't even give them a fucking name. If you know you're not gonna go with them in the long run.
what? So like,
But why even put them
Fucking-
together?
DX
Oh,
never
why?
had a name?
Anytime, because it's good shit. It's good shit. Come on.
Slice, do they need a name? They need a name.
I do think not all groups. I don't think need a name. I don't think Corbin, McIntyre needed a name because you knew that wasn't going to last long. But I do think Rollins group needs a name.
Yeah, by now they're legit. They're a stable now. Like,
Oh,
they got their
speaking
storied in.
I think they're
What
going to
was
wait
it?
till the group's complete. It's not complete yet.
Okay, that makes sense.
what was the name? I just remember with Pac and
Degeneration X.
no, Pac and Phoenix
It
and
was it Death Triangle?
They had a clever name.
I think it was Death Triangle. No, it was like Death Rhombus,
Yeah, Death Triangle.
some shit.
Something about shit.
El
And then we never
Triángulo de
saw-
Muerte.
They made a debut and that's it. They gave everybody Corona. Got this, bro. Can we move?
No. I said we want to forget it, so I already forgot what I got.
So now you're
buddy,
gonna bring it up again? Oh, yo, you just forgot this. Let me just remind you of this piece of shit.
I forgot.
Piece of shit.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory defeat Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo, which was another banger.
Bless you.
Two. Thank you. Rollins
Humberto
threatens to put Carrillo's eye out here. This is where we're building more into the whole Rey Mysterio thing. And yeah, I can't unhear that theory now with Dominic. I hope that actually comes to fucking fruition here. Nia Jax is the number one contender for the Raw Women's title, and Raw ends with the Street Profits defeating MVP and Bobby Lashley here in the disqualification when Lashley refuses to release Phil Nelson.
Blah blah blah.
He and Drew McIntyre beat each other up to end the show,
Right.
and ends Monday night.
Blah blah blah.
We
I
have
was
survived.
like, whatever. The rest of the shit.
Another boring 6-man tag 10 Raw.
Yeah, right?
Like, all right, man.
Another
whatever,
one in the
dude.
books.
So let's talk about Wednesday.
Yes, please.
You know, Wednesdays yet or what? Let's talk about bullshit.
Miércoles.
You want to start with NXT?
I want to start with Drake Maverick, man.
Okay.
And Kushida, because, like we said before, we mentioned it before, Drake Maverick is doing something here where, like, it's just, they're milking it for what it's worth here. Like, they're going to have him go all the way to the end here. And most likely they'll probably lose, or if they don't, Slice thinks they're going to they resign him, which I think they should, right? If he got this much draw, right?
I think they're going to resign him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the biggest story coming out of that tournament. So he's gonna be resigned. He's gonna win the title, and what did Drake Maverick say, that he promised Kushida a title opportunity, right?
Yeah, first title shot, right? Yeah.
First title shot. So the writing's on the wall, bro. It's right there. They're practically telling you what's gonna happen.
I thought the finish was interesting. I mean, I don't remember seeing a finish like that in a minute. Kushida had R, right, on Jake Atlas, and then he went in for the pin because Jake Atlas was flat. So he stole one, and that's what's making this so compelling, is that, like, he's such an underdog. He's this scrappy spud little fuck that's just like fighting, finds a way at the end. Like, he was out of the company, out, done.
It's easy to sell.
His way back. So yeah, it's easy to sell. Like, he's got like this really beautiful babyface campaign. It would be a shame not to pay that with title, because like Fantasma, right? Like that's the finals.
Him
Yeah.
and
So
Him and Hijo de Fantasma.
the storyline there, like Hijo Fantasma could always come back and like, but Drake's got a more compelling story here. And now he already has a built-in Kushida rematch if he wins. So that there's more. I feel like there's more potential for longevity there, and people are watching. Drake Maverick is legitimately entertaining.
He is.
Yeah. A lot of response to that video he made as soon as the news got released. So yeah, he's very much followed, especially over there in the UK. As much as Rhea Ripley is, and she will be getting her title match, her chance at vengeance for Charlotte Flair's NXT Championship, and also it'll be a triple threat match. Io Shirai will be included in NXT Takeover in Your House, which is June what? June something. I'm
June
watching
7th.
it though. I like the idea here in Your House. Pretty dope.
This might be where they take the title away from Charlotte by not having her get pinned.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
it screams it, doesn't it?
right. So like Charlotte doesn't take
the only one that heard
the. Charlotte's gonna come out like fucking Wonder Woman, like she always does. But to her credit, she's showing up on every show, fucking killing it. She's having one of the best matches.
The matches are good, so I can't even nitpick out on some of her shit. Keith Lee and Mia Yim cut a promo. Do we not like this couple mission?
No, I they're fantastic. I thought the promo was trash. Like that whole skit was.
What were we looking for?
I thought it was cheesy, corny, like not good, yo. PCF.
We're watching Miz
What'd
and
you
Bella,
think?
Miz and Maurice again.
Oh man, it was bad.
I think this shit belongs on an episode of Total Bellas or Total Divas, because it's.
Slice, did you stomach this at all, man?
No, I didn't like it.
It's terrible.
No, for me.
Welcome.
Wait, but are we going to talk about the number one wrestling show, Total Bellas?
Oh God,
Oh,
enlighten
God.
us.
No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
I stopped watching it once John Cena broke up with Nikki Bella.
Yeah, that was it for me. You know,
that was it.
I couldn't take that shit. That was the last straw, right?
That was it.
Damn you, Nikki. Damn you.
Oh man.
Damn you.
Shout out to Raquel Gonzalez and Shotzi Blackheart for going out there and putting on a little show here. Shotzi making a debut. Yeah, right. On her neck, she hurt her neck or something like that.
Yeah, that looked like that hurt.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hope she gets. She's all right there. She has a promising career there. If you know if everything works out well for her, man. I like what they did there. Ciampa. Getting warmed up here for Cross. How we feeling about this Cross and Ciampa build so far? Sliced.
I mean, it's good, but we all know Champ is probably going to take the loss here.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Get them up, put them over. I want to see the fight, man. I just want to see them go at it, rip each other to shreds. Mischief. Talk to me about Carry On.
Right. So before we even talk about Carry On, right? Before we talk about Cross, let's talk about Scarlett. Scarlett.
Cameraman.
Right. No, but Scarlett played her role really, really well. It was very ominous. She was very like serious and solemn. Like she wasn't there to fuck around. She was like in character the whole time. I thought after Cross his video package played or whatever, her intensity in staring at Ciampa, I thought was so good. I thought it elevated what Cross already did. And I love, like, Cross is so intelligent at the promo. He knows how to, like, convey message, right? Convey urgency and physicality, like, just by the way he says things, by the intensity in which he says things. And the close-up on his eyes is fucking perfect. So I love every second of that interaction. That shit was beautiful. Chubbs.
Yeah, it was good.
Didn't you like it?
I'm a fan. I can't wait for In Your House.
You coming or what's up? We doing in my house?
Nah, I'm
it's
good.
a cool.
Social distancing, bro.
I don't want any of you ugly, dirty motherfuckers in my house. Sliced. What do you think about carrying Cross?
I liked it. Her look was like mesmerizing. The way she was looking at Champa, like it was good.
Yeah, sounded like you got excited there.
Yeah,
Hey,
I wouldn't pretend she was looking at me. I was just like, that's me she's looking at, right? Pretty chubby. Please enlighten me on Timothy Thatcher, man, our boy from MLW. How'd he do this week in this cage match?
You said how'd he do?
Watching this cage match gave me like a flashback of when we went to Atlantic City for Bloodsport. Because the fight was on. These two put on a show, and that spot where Riddle kicked Thatcher right in the face, and Thatcher spat out his teeth. Holy shit, that was rough. But
that match was rough.
I love that cage.
Well, I have teeth now. Like,
yo, those two put on a show.
Yeah, man.
They said the scaffold match couldn't be done, dog. Like yo, this is something I want to see again. This exact cage, I'd love to see this structure. I don't want a pay-per-view named after it. No.
Damn, I was going there next.
No, but I do like this gimmick. I thought it was dope. I thought having the platform up top was dangerous. Like it was exciting. Oh shit, like Thatcher could fall off, and he did. Like that shit was dope.
And if you look at like past cage matches, there's like so many times when the guys are up there trying to fight, but you could tell they're trying so hard to hold on. This just made it like so much better.
Right, they're like
just throwing the worst fucking punches and everything. And
please don't die. Please don't die.
Fucking thighs are cramping up.
It looks like Riddle's on his way to SmackDown though. Slice, how are we feeling about that? You think he's gonna make a difference on Friday nights?
Who knows if we're going to see him on SmackDown? It's just what the dirt sheets are saying. I mean, we haven't seen any official releases, but I don't think right away. I don't think it's going to happen this Friday. I think it may still be like another month, even if it does happen.
Yeah, it might be some time, but I'm looking forward to see him just do other shit, right? Like I think I'm done. Although like Matt Riddle's character is, I'm conflicted.
I hate him. I hate Riddle. I'll say that.
Why?
Talk to him, Slice.
Yeah. Why do you?
I don't know why. I just can't get behind his character for some reason. I don't know.
What is it? Is it like really broy? Like
yeah, I don't know. The bro thing is No. The feet don't bother me. I don't know.
He's into it.
That's to me. I can't get 100% behind that whole UFC thing. Like, I don't know. I just can't. I can't not see
what
it.
you mean?
He's
what you mean?
To me, Matt Riddle's an MMA guy, an MMA UFC guy, whatever. Like that mixed martial arts style, right? It's not professional wrestling to me. So
I didn't watch Riddle.
I can't get behind it.
Did you really watch Riddle as an MMA fighter?
No, I didn't. But just seeing him dressed like that and seeing his move sets and shit like that, it's too much of that. It's kind of like the Brock look too. Like I kind of wish Brock came back as the old school with the fucking trunks and the fucking knee pads and shit. The whole UFC look to me is more of is catered to that style, you know?
I don't know. What the Jimmy Johnson?
See, listen.
Yes, a lot of people would actually, including him.
In my opinion, I love Riddle. I'm a fan, but my problem with him is that I feel like he does too much, and you forget about what he does. Like, dude, less is more. You know that in the wrestling business, less is more, especially when you're in the E. Like, you got to trim some of that down. I feel like he does too much.
And after that,
yeah, I could see that. I could see he's a little too much, but his matches haven't disappointed.
No, they're not. They're not disappointing at all.
Riddle match that I've been like, oh, this match is garbage. I've been entertained by all his matches. It's the other shit. Like I'm not crazy about it. Like Slice said, right? I'm not completely bought into his character, but there are times that I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of funny. Yeah. Like the Bobby Fish shit, I wasn't crazy about. I thought that shit was kind of corny. How much fish can Bobby fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish?
Like, how good was that promo?
Nah.
That was all right.
Nah.
Oh,
Mischief is
man.
mad because he doesn't like fish.
No,
I
It
laugh.
smells like
you
one.
know who just met? You know who just met? Le Champion. Le Champion is just mad because apparently they're over flooded with a bunch of inventory that is not gonna get out to the masses anytime soon. Stampede match winners shirts, I think is what it was. PCF, talk to me, man. What happened with that shipment?
So the inner circle had a Stampede Champions T-shirts on deck, and Jericho thought that they had
They made him a
several
champion.
boxes. Jericho thought that they had several boxes, but they had a whole
Because
truck
Loquito,
full of boxes.
Loquito got a good deal. Maybe
Yeah,
Loquito.
Loquito from the Bronx got a good deal, right?
yeah, I know him.
Buy two, get 1,000 for free.
Oh
Yo.
man.
I've already seen people around New York wearing them.
Holy shit!
Those shirts, you guys, everyone should feel blessed. Those shirts usually make their way to third world countries, all right, and they're for sale half off. I think it's fucking hilarious.
We could probably use them as face masks.
They should make them thong shaped so you can like
Hey,
just do that real quick.
Just go in your grandmother's drawer.
My grandmother.
yay, sure.
Oh, you have to dust that shit off.
Shout out
What
to
you
the
doing
pen.
with that? That's the
Listen.
best you can do.
Yo,
Oh, mummy pussy.
the shit got real. The shit got real.
That's
This
what you
week.
That's what you got.
This is what I deal with every week, Slice. This is life right here. Every week. Moving on though, like some other talent did this past week. FTR, the moment has come. They have arrived. They came in driving, what was that, a Chevy or some shit? What the fuck? They came in and helped the Young Bucks. Pretty chubby. Did you think this was gonna happen?
Definitely not this soon, but it was expected.
Okay.
And the shit talking is about to get real. But I like the way the FTR did it because they made it seem like they were ready to attack the Young Bucks, but they wind up fighting off Butcher and Blade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
it was smart.
FTR does not have to be a heel right now. They can
Right.
come in, they're over, right? I mean, for the crowd reaction.
Like we
But-
don't need to see this match right away.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Let's long burn this.
Right.
I thought exactly the same. I didn't
That's
want to see it
funny.
happen yet.
You know,
Hmm
some stipulations and shit. Maybe better build. Slice. What'd you think when you saw FTR finally debut?
I liked it. I wasn't like you guys said. I wasn't expecting it this soon. I think everybody was expecting it after their runs on Raw and SmackDown, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was fire, man. I'm happy, and it's on the fucking like 25th anniversary of Scott Hall invading WCW, and he came all dressed in denim like Scott Hall did. So, fuck yeah, that was amazing.
I think
Oh,
AEW really likes that moment.
Yeah. So what's interesting is how frequently AEW likes to recreate WWE moments, huh?
Funny enough, huh?
Wait, what moment are you talking about? I have no idea.
You have no idea what I'm talking about?
Does it
Oh,
have to
well,
do with
it's-
Mr. Tyson?
Yeah, Dean Ambrose won the title, if you haven't heard. And then
Oh yeah.
what else do we got? We got
So we got the Brian Cage.
Ambrose and
we
Brian
skipped up-
Cage.
We touched on that, but also to your point, the John Cena Cody Rhodes TNT title Open Invitational is now commencing every week. Yeah, there's that, right?
I'm happy about that.
I knew Cody was gonna have this because of the TV time alone. You gotta have Kobe on that television set every week at this point. Slice, how we feel about some of the potential matches we can see with Cody? What do you want to see?
Definitely Cody versus Darby again. I love Darby, and I feel like when that happens, it's going to be like Darby's about to win, and then he's going to end up not winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly even against Jericho further down the line.
Okay. Yeah, man. Jericho is putting in a lot of help with this talent, man, and it shows coming out like gold. Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc are the number one contenders, defeating SCU.
Trash. Bless you. Bless you.
They
Trash.
will now
Trash.
facing Kenny.
I hate
and-
Yo,
SCU.
stop hating, bro.
Yo, they're boring, bro. SCU is not fun.
Gotta
when
fucking pop
Scorpio
out with it.
Sky breaks off of that tangent, he's gonna do big.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Scorpio Sky without Kazarian and the other one, fucking, I think he's great. I think together they're not good. I don't know. Sliced. Back me up here. What do you think?
I think they're gonna break up soon.
Yeah.
Right?
I think at the tag team title match.
Do you enjoy them as a trio? Like, do you enjoy this team, SCU?
No, really.
Nah, right?
There's no story, right? It's just unless you're watching Being the Elite and shit, you really don't see much of the SCU skits.
Yeah, they're just in tag team matches. There's like nothing going on with them.
Yeah. How about that battle royal, guys? Very interesting to say the least. I'm happy Jungle Boy got out of this. I would
What
like
is
to
the
see
point?
Orange Cassidy though.
What's the point of the rankings when you have a battle
Right.
royal like this?
Right.
Right. You just gave away a chip, right? Money in the Bank. I mean, a big ass chip. For the title.
The cage.
Right. And now you got a battle royal. So what's the ranking for it if the next runner up is already decided?
Yeah,
What's happening?
MGF is undefeated and he has no title matches.
Right. He's getting a slow burn. I can see him fighting Cody for the fucking the TNT, and that's gonna be fun, right? There's bad blood there. But
my question is, what was the point of this number one contender battle royal when Cody Rhodes talked about having an open challenge on every week? What was the point of the battle royal? What do we get with this shit?
I didn't even fucking think about that.
What's up with that?
What is
Yo, look.
logic?
All of y'all get in the ring and figure out who I'm gonna face next. Whoever wants to come out right now, I'll face him next. And every week, whoever wants to come out first, I'll face him next.
I thought you
What
were
the
gonna
fuck?
hold.
All this extra
It's
shit
rules
for?
to this shit, man. It's
Fuck
rules
yeah.
to this shit.
For what?
Oh,
Gee.
Slice, what are we gonna do with these guys? Slice, we had a pep rally of all pep rallies to close off the night. How did you feel about Mike Tyson and Jericho here?
The prep rally was entertaining until Tyson came out. It did feel like I was watching a WB segment for sure.
Thank you. I thought I was 1990 whatever again.
Yeah.
1998. It was 1998 all over.
22 years ago.
Wow. I like the shape he's in though. I heard he's gonna have a big fight though. Congrats to him.
Yeah, against Jericho.
It looks like he's gonna be fighting sometime soon.
But Tyson was so much more threatening in '98 than he is now. So then it was so much more believable than it is now. Now he looks like he's goofing around out there.
Gentlemen,
Not having it.
it is not traditionally an episode until we cover who the heel, the pop, and the chair shot of the week was. Slice, it's your home court for the week. I'm gonna let you start us off. Who was the biggest heel for this week, man? Who do you want? Who do you think was the biggest heel?
Biggest heel, probably Brian Cage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Coming off
And
that
Taz
win.
Yeah, with Taz. Yeah, especially the way he threw Allen out of the ring.
No
Yeah,
fucks
man.
given.
Trouble at first, but he did it.
I hear that. Taz is a great piece to the additional for Brian Cage here.
I love
something he didn't have in TNA, and now he's gonna thrive off of it. I think.
I thought Brian Cage's promos at Impact were okay. I'm not a big fan of Johnny Morrison on the mic, so anything that they did together, I hated just off the bat. But I don't know. I thought Brian Cage was always like, got a great look. He's athletic as fuck. He's got like good mentality for it. Like he'll come dressed in the Terminator. Like he's got like good funky ideas like that. I love it for him. But having Taz as a mouthpiece, I thought was really interesting. Now, just as far as mouthpieces go, do you think we're going too far now? We've got Arn Anderson, we got Tully Blanchard, we got Jake the Snake, we got this guy. So like we got a couple of managers here. Is this too many right now?
I don't think it's too many. I feel it's just right when, especially, we don't get any. We get zero over there. Selena Vega is the closest thing we've had in a while since Lana.
Hey,
And Lana,
Seth Rollins.
Jesus,
Well, not really. He's a wrestler.
right. So there was that. I feel it's they need it. And tell me, no, if Slice, did you not want to see Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson lock it up again this past week?
I did. I wanted to see a DDT.
Yeah, right. So it
Or
just
a
brings that much more allure.
You were not getting a spine buster.
Definitely
if
not.
Spine bustered, he's breaking in half. Like he's gonna turn to dust. Like the spine. Like he's just gonna go poof, finger snap.
Speaking of Pop of the Week, Pretty Chubby, what you got for Pop of the Week?
FTR making their Dynamite debut.
All right, okay. Cheap Pop
That
of the Week.
was
Sort
a
of
huge
think the
pop.
same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I was
That
gonna
was
say just the Stadium Stampede.
That was
I
good.
thought all of it was a pop because I didn't know what to expect, and then I was like, oh, just like it's gonna be like everything's gonna be a gimmick. It's just gonna be a one big fucking gimmick fuck show, because the Young Bucks are in it, number one, and there's really a ring in the middle of the field, which is
Leave
which
it
was funny.
there.
And then the entrances are pretty dope. I love the jerseys. I thought like Jericho, if I had a faction as a wrestler, I think I would act very close to how Jericho would act. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I mirror my character after a lot of what Jericho does. And absolutely, the match in a football field, you get commemorative, like Mean Machine looking ass jerseys.
I got my pyro. I told you I wanted massive unnecessary pyro for no reason, and we got it.
You're right.
For no reason. There was no need for all that pyro. We got it.
Nah, that was dope though. That was dope.
Okay.
Moment. It had to be big. So like that's the thing, right? Wrestling is moments. It's all a series of moments. Like you don't remember exactly how the Undertaker Mankind Hell in the Cell went, but you remember the moments, right? Him getting thrown off, him getting thrown through the cage or the structure or whatever, right? You remember wrestling moments, and this match had so many moments, and the pay-per-view had so many moments, right? Like we got a moment of like a blood-covered Brody Lee and going through the structure outside, right? The stage.
The
We've got
entrance ramp,
right. We got the Brian Cage ripping the fucking cage apart, the shit apart for no
the
reason.
ladder apart, made out of
Car
twisted.
I forgot English, bro. I
Slice,
forgot all of my English words.
is it safe to say that we just watched the greatest pay-per-view of our quarantine so far with this?
I would say yes, but we
Yeah,
have
I would.
NXT in your house
Yeah.
coming up.
All right.
NXT. That's true.
WrestleMania was so. I mean, WrestleMania had its great moments, but it was spread across 2 days. I wouldn't even call it one pay-per-view.
Right.
But yeah, well, I would say yeah. I think that was the best pay-per-view so far.
If
Mhm.
WrestleMania would have had the wrestlers behind the plexiglass, I think it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hands
with a
down.
crowd, right?
Hands down.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Hands
Mischief.
down.
What's the chair shot of the week?
Damn.
Before I
Damn.
give you one.
Hold on. Let me think about this. Go ahead. Give me real quick. Oh, nah, I got you. That title belt. Good grief, that title belt. Oh man, that title belt was ugly. I expected more, but then we found out the title was unfinished.
There is
And that
more
br-
then.
Yeah. So that brings about two questions. Why wasn't it finished in like for the show. They cited COVID-19, right, for like stopping manufacturing. Manufacturer of the belt had to manufacture like personal protective equipment and couldn't manufacture belts. So they were like, you know, you gotta fucking wait. So the belt didn't come out in time, so they just presented this version of the belt, but the belt's gonna have gold on it. I will reserve full judgment. It's a chair shot to have presented it. I don't.
Mhm.
I know that probably wanted to show something, but I think I would have much rather not had a belt at all and let that come when it's ready. Cause now I'm
And,
not.
and why
not
was the TNT Championship decided not on TNT?
That's a
very
great point, man.
I thought
Holy
that was so
shit.
odd.
That's true.
They didn't even
Right.
replay the damn match.
If I was TNT, I would have been like, "What the hell? Why are you putting my championship on another station to be won for the first time?"
If I was TNT, I would be like, hell no, that's no regards to this channel or network looking at like that. Shit, fuck out of here.
You know, Cody's that's a really good idea.
You know what?
Do the
If I was
shit over here.
TNT, once AEW Dynamite comes on the air, that's all the time we have for you folks this week.
Oh,
We don't give a damn where we got your fix from because we know you getting it every damn way possible because the
We're
bad
not gonna
guys
talk about how
are
shitty the street
every
profits
way,
We're not
baby.
gonna talk about how
Slice,
shitty.
I want to thank you for your time, my
Oh.
brother. Appreciate
Thank you.
the show. Keep killing Twitter. Keep stirring all the controversy on a daily basis.
Oh, I will.
Tell the masses where they can find you, man. All the plugs you got.
At Sliced with the D. Don't forget the D. Wrestling on Twitter. Sliced
Don't
Wrestling.
forget the D, baby.
Don't forget the
Slice.
D. No D can't
Slice
be.
always brings a D.
All the D. All right. Thank you for joining us, man. I want to wish y'all the very best, man. We got to do this shit again, man. 10 count to 10 toe. See y'all next week. Peace.
Don't forget to rate and review.
Bye, guys.
Oh yeah, rate and review.
Oh, do all that.